Welcome to the Operation STRIX podcast, everybody. I am your host, Crow. Joining me today, as always, are Roski Draftsman.
Hello, everyone.
And Cool Blu-rays.
Hi, guys.
And this is our fourth attempt at making an episode today. The gods do not want us to talk about Chapter 71 and episodes 18 and 19. I got that right the first time. Woo! Right. Right. So there's a lot to talk about with the chapter, obviously. Before we get into that, though, because I think it leads into what happened in this chapter, we're going to highlight a conversation that we were having with our commenters last podcast concerning Sylvia's decision to not tell Lloyd, or like her neglecting to tell Lloyd, or like her declining to tell him, because she didn't like outright say, we shouldn't, but they didn't even like attempt to tell Lloyd. And Blue, you had brought up some good points about that. How about you highlight what people were saying?
I had criticisms personally because I am somewhere in the middle between I understand why Sylvia chose not to and everything, as like she's like in a leadership position, so she kind of knows her agents best. So she would probably know that Lloyd, knowing that there was a child in danger, it wouldn't do well for his psyche. On the other hand, I feel like it is a little wrong of her to not attempt to reach out to him. And I kind of called bullshit on it, but as we were like trying to record this, I realized I felt that way because the anime presented Wise as being able to like pull together a bunch of agents really quickly just for like this Bondman Castle episode. And because of that, I kind of had it in my head that no, that's bullshit. Like, why can't Sylvia just like relay a message out with like a system of spies or like, shop owners? Because like it was done in the anime. Right. I have to remind myself that the anime technically took it in a slightly different direction.
Yeah,
slightly.
That makes Wise look like they have a ton of resources, or like they have the capability of reaching out to that many agents that quickly, that far out in like one country, which is insane. But the Wise that they've kind of painted like in the manga is like seems more smaller knit, or at least the team in Austania seems smaller knit than I previously thought.
Right. Which and I now that we are talking about this for the second time, I'm also calling a little bit of bullshit on just the fact that like either Handler was lying when she told Lloyd that, we don't have a whole lot of agents right now, so we got to dump all these extra missions on you, or like the anime just took, like you said, liberties with it. Because the whole reason Lloyd is doing all these extra missions is like, no, we're so short-staffed right now. I'm like, you have 500 agents ready to come and play at a fucking castle.
At least writing-wise, that could just be changed too. There's like way too many missions being put out to so many agents that they are really stretched thin. So that's not too bad of a disparity, but it definitely is like, this is like basically going against the canon right now, technically speaking.
But it was a cool episode. So.
We got a cool episode out of it.
Type of inconsistencies that you usually see in anime adaptations, that we're going to take this creative liberty because it makes things look cooler. Oh wait, it's contradicting a later point.
I'm okay with that though.
I mean, like this and like the Lloyd not being able to handle his alcohol thing, or being able to handle his alcohol very well, like those things got changed, but they're like so small that I don't think it makes a ton of a difference, unless for some reason Endo decided, I'm going to use that whole thing where Lloyd can't get drunk and make a whole arc about it. Then we might be screwed.
Right. Yeah, that's where we're going to have to change some shit. But point taken. Obviously, regardless of whether you want to follow the manga or the anime on this, Wise has the capabilities to get in contact with Lloyd. The argument I saw, the main argument I saw was that Handler is making the right call in not telling Lloyd, because sending in an emotionally compromised father into a mission is a bad idea, which I agree with. I completely agree with that. That, if Lloyd were to find out about this, I don't think he would be stable enough to actually like do the mission, like go in there and like be objective in, his decision making or anything like that. But he should be notified. Like, as a parent, you should at least know that your child is in danger, because I mean, we brought up earlier a whole bunch of real life scenarios, but basically, if something happens at a school, a bus, whatever, the parents are notified. That's standard procedure, and they're not sent. They're doing it on the assumption that the parents know that the proper authorities are going to take care of it, but not telling them ends badly in the end for everybody involved. It's just
and plus,
that's my take on it.
Lloyd having to find out about the situation, not from Wise, but through the news or through Eden, he's gonna be a little pissed off about that. I would assume that, like, you guys sat on this news and you didn't tell me for how many hours or whatever. Like, he probably, I could imagine he would just feel like, I could have done something. Like, if I had known I could have done something, maybe I could have done anything in my power to help, but you didn't even like give me or Lloyd the option to help, which is really hard. I think it's really hard, especially because like Wise is a master. Wise, oh my god, Lloyd is a master of disguise. You don't think there would be any situation where he could come in and be remotely helpful at like disguising as a Red Circus member or some bullshit? Like, what? Lloyd has a very useful skill set. I think it would probably be very useful in this case for many different reasons.
But I going back to what they were saying, I do think Lloyd should not be, like, well, from a logical standpoint, he shouldn't be anywhere near this. As a reader, as a fan, I totally want Lloyd to go in there and just fuck shit up, because that would be amazing.
If anything in Spike's family was logical, we wouldn't even have Anya here in the first place. So I think we threw that out the window a long time ago.
No, okay, I mean, that's if anything was realistic, but it is logical. So it makes sense. He is involved in another mission. He's probably gonna put himself at risk as he tries to go out of the mission. Have you heard any stories about undercover agents when they have to infiltrate into criminal circles? You have to essentially act like a normal guy that is into this. So you have to spend quite a lot of time fucking around with those people as if you were part of their social circle. If you act suspicious for one moment, you're dead. The moment your card will bluff, they're gonna kill you. So he's undercover. He can't just, I have to go to the bathroom and just leave.
I mean, Lloyd probably would. Oh, my stomach. My wife's cooking.
He uses the bathroom. He uses the bathroom a lot for his excuses.
Have you seen that one? I'm sorry, this is completely off topic, but have you seen that one on Tumblr where it's like,
where he like pretends to have a stomach ache to shoot someone?
Like, he's committed 74 hits doing this. I've
seen that. I was also going to mention one, but it's like Sin Bin, so I probably.
Oh god.
Roski knew about it. Remember, Roski? I mentioned it.
Wait, what? What is? It was y'all drawing sinful poop jokes?
No.
Let's not
The basic idea was Yor decides to crash Lloyd's like undercover date mission to fuck him in the bathroom because she can't stand that he's dating another woman for a mission.
I like that.
Yeah, Roski drew some really hot out of it. Hell yeah.
Okay, but let's get our mind out of the gutter for a moment.
Oh, don't worry, I'll delete this part.
Just delete this. But okay. Moving on, he can just go out of these. I mean, the argument they gave is like, it's gonna be a few hours before he can even get back.
Right.
So,
but see that, but
Hmm.
I don't. Even then, like he should know. Like I, I think it's a tough call. And like I had said, I had told somebody like there's no right answer to this because I think either way Sylvia loses. Okay, I think if she tells Lloyd and he acts out, obviously that's on her. But
Yeah.
if she doesn't tell Lloyd and he finds out, that's going to be on her too. So, she's going to end up looking like the bad guy no matter what, I think. Or not the bad guy, but like she it's not going to end well for her and Wise either way.
yeah,
Either she can have a problem with Wise or have a problem with Lloyd.
Right.
I think.
yeah.
So she has to decide which one is worth dealing with.
Exactly.
I assume she'd rather deal with Lloyd being a piece of shit to her than having to deal with Wise questioning her, her logic and her choices as a leader, which would not be good in the long run for her. So I can imagine she would
or even Lloyd for that matter. If she gets
or
removed.
Lloyd, or like the other agents that they have in that small like office thing, the rookie, and then the older gentleman there, and some of the shop owners, like the stand lady with her juice and coffee,
the Frankies,
okay,
What's called the Frankies?
Kebab man.
I think unfortunately Sylvia is kind of like in a tough spot, whether we like it or not. She's just going to have a problem with somebody. Right. Because this is a high-stakes situation. I mean, what more can you really ask of her?
That's actually the driving force of, well, not the fact that Sylvia can do anything, but the fact that the position everyone is put in is essentially not something that can be solved easily. Like, every hand has their hands tied to an extent.
Yes. Well, some more than others, as we saw in the chapter.
Yeah. So, yes. With the SSS. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. Saying? No. So, like, moving into what was actually in the chapter today, the SSS, but it's the police. We don't know if it's the secret police or the regular police. I'm of the opinion that they're both controlled basically by the same people. It's just they do different things.
They're like different branches or something.
Stuff. Yeah. The police, quote unquote, their priority is not to rescue the hostages. Their priority is to suppress the terrorists and the truth, so they don't want the media getting involved. And I was actually thinking of this when you were bringing up a point earlier, Blue. I want to ask both of you this question. What if nobody finds out about this? Because the SSS have like completely like erased it from the media. Like nobody knows about this. Like I'm like now I'm like a little concerned that like this might be an isolated incident that like Lloyd and Yor might not find out about.
Well,
what do y'all think about that?
I very much doubt that. Just because Becky's father is really involved in this, and he is a major military arms conglomerate, so I can't imagine he'd stay silent about the situation. That dude is like rolling in cash. First of all,
yeah. Plus, he could
probably like arm an entire small country's worth of military weapons if he wanted to.
He probably has.
Yeah, well, he straight up is like sending the bombers and the tanks, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill everybody on this fucking." You're like, "No, calm down, Mr. Blackwell."
Yeah. I mean, there is going to be hell to pay. Like, someone has to be held responsible or accountable for this situation, whether it is like the terrorists or the SS police, or even fucking Eden themselves, like getting the wrath of all of these important political figures of Eden Academy students, like all their parents. Yeah, like, are you telling me you're going to ask the kids to not tell their parents, "Hey, mommy, daddy, I almost got hijacked in a bombing gunman situation with a terrorist group"?
Right.
Yeah. There's no way they can. It's a little too complicated and to be completely like shut down.
Yeah,
absolutely not. Unless these secret police think that they can blackmail and threaten every single parent out there to keep their mouth shut. I kind of doubt that.
Well, I don't think completely, but I think they will definitely try.
I think they can try, but I don't think they can get every parent.
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, it would be
like the black belts definitely. Like you're like you said, they're not gonna be quiet about that.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, we saw Mr. Black Belt. He was like freaking out, like, we're gonna get my precious daughter back. I want my Becky. It was like, oh, that's sweet to see that he really cares about his daughter like that.
Oh yeah.
And stuff, and he has like a tacky little missile pattern tie.
Oh yes, his tie. Yes,
I love his tacky little tie.
All the dads need tacky ties.
Yes, to show what they do for a living.
And also that their children have. I'd love to think that Becky got him that tie, and he was just like, "This is the best tie in the world.
I bet
I'm gonna wear this tie."
I love that. I bet that's true.
But yeah,
I mean, like Becky's parents alone, or Becky, they already know about the situation. There's no way they can keep quiet about it. Like, you can't pay them enough money to keep quiet about it.
Right.
Like there's. I don't think there's really anything more to like. They can't cover it up. I don't think they could cover it up. Mm-hmm. I think.
No.
I mean, I know that the police want to suppress the fact that this is a terrorist group, so they might change the narrative to make it sound like they weren't a terrorist group. But I don't know what they would do. Would they just lie?
Just some random crazy dude.
Yeah, some like people from another country. Would they blame it on Wastalis?
Maybe.
No, that would be dumb. They shouldn't do that. I know that. Well, it would be dumb of them to do that because on the surface they want peace. I know that there are certain groups with agendas that don't want that, like Desmond's group, but I don't know exactly how they would spin it that way. I know we talked about before, I was mentioning that, Desmond could use this as a tactic to further his agenda.
Right.
Which I could still see, but...
Yeah, especially now that Damien's involved.
Yeah, but I mean, like, all these other parents... and like all this information. I mean, Anya at the very least, she kind of knows the most about what's going on,
Yeah.
So at the very least, I know Lloyd would probably look a lot into it, and Yuri already knows about Red Circus. So, that's that's a lot of information.
There's a lot of ways this could go, but one of the things that I find interesting is that outside of the manga is essentially cutting out most of what are usually the free out of jail cards, So, so Lloyd is out of question. Like, whether like it or not, he's not gonna get involved. Yuri is essentially trying to be cut out of the equation.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We have no reason to believe Yor will be informed in time before this thing escalates. Yet. So, essentially, for the time being...
Well, I mean, Garden might know.
Garden might know, but we have no reason to think Garden has informed anyone of anything. So, for the time being, in some ways, the kids are on their own, and some of their actions may even change the direction of things. Not necessarily in a Home Alone way, but... After all, Anya and Becky and co managed to sneak a message out to the public. So, in small but probably snowball ways, these kids may play a role in their own salvation because the adults aren't doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not like you said. It's not the people are going to come in to save the day like they always do. Like, it's going to take a lot from both sides to, resolve this. So, which is good. Like, I do like seeing the kids be helpful, but not, like you said, be like Home Alone where, like, they just solve it with shenanigans.
Yeah.
Which, and then obviously things are going on in the background with Wise and Yuri, because I'm sure Yuri isn't keeping quiet about this. Even though, okay, like, Blue, take it away from here because I know you want to talk about Yuri.
Okay. So Crow pointed out, because I hadn't even realized it when I was reading it, but I kind of called that Yuri might show up here and know or figure out that Anya was part of the situation, and like, I had completely forgotten about it by the time I read this.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Blue was right."
Yeah, Yuri shows up. He figures out that as he calls her lovingly, Chihuahua girl,
is in
the hostage situation. And his first thought which reading back on it kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
But reading back on it, he says, what do I care what happens to Loi Loi's daughter? I'd be happier having her out of the picture entirely, which I don't quite understand what he means per se by, like, I don't think he really thought it through when he was saying any of this shit, because he's kind of just being dumb as fuck. And then he said, I'm sure even Yor would, and then he pauses, and there's the next panel you see is him having like this kind of vision of Yor being completely distraught over Anya's dead body.
Yeah.
Which seems really dark, but then if you zoom in, there's like a tiny little like halo with angel wings on it. So
yeah,
my guess is editor San told Endo, okay, you have to add that. You can't just leave that panel.
I don't know. I think that might also just be Yuri, like in Yuri's imagination. I don't know. Like
I don't know what he was trying to imply there.
Because he's a
somewhat comically, but
Yuri, he definitely kind of freaked out because I think he realized deep down inside that no way in hell would Yor actually be okay if something happened to Anya. Like, absolutely not. Let alone the fact that he has no idea that Yor would probably blame herself if Red Circus did successfully hurt Anya, because that was Yor's job. She was supposed to take them out, or at least most of them out.
Yeah.
And because one of them survived, even though he kind of gave up that life, clearly it wasn't everyone. And I don't know. She probably would just feel like, if only I could have done more to take them out sooner or faster or better or something, Because Yor's, her first instinct is to always blame herself whenever something like this happens, where she feels like, if I could have done more, maybe it would have turned out better or something. And it's so hard to read Yor even now, still kind of beating herself up about like, I am not a good mom, I'm not a normal mom, and everything. So anyway, with Yuri. He finds out what's going on. He realizes that Yor would probably be really upset, and he like wants to help, even though the captain lieutenant fellow, he obviously can't have Yuri be involved because Anya would recognize him and figure out he's secret police.
Yeah,
they're not supposed to know.
It's a conflict of interest.
So it's a complicated situation, conflict of interest. Yeah.
I do want to make just one correction, is that his first instinct wasn't that Anya should be out of the picture. His first instinct was, first he's like, Chihuahua girl, and he's like, and then the lieutenant's like, don't tell anybody about this, and Yuri's like, fuck, okay, whatever. And then that's when he tries to like justify it, but then afterwards it's like, okay, no, like I this is still fucked up, like I need to do something about this. So I don't know if he's gonna do anything about this. Probably more than Lloyd is going to at this point.
Lloyd doesn't even know.
Giving up hope.
Who would ever think that Unky Yuri would come to save the day over Loi?
Probably. I don't know. Maybe he's going to come in disguise too or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. I mean, I would be fine with it. I think either way, there's going to be character growth for all of them. I think Yuri needs it the most, though. So if he does get involved and be the hero of this, I think that's better for him. So I'd be okay with that. But yeah. So okay, we know that the bomb is fake. Okay, which some people were very disappointed about. Many people were not. Some were.
All the angst members were like, man,
Hip was like tearing her hair out, like she wrote a whole fic about this.
Yeah, now she's like, I have to make it like an AU. Oh, god damn it.
Canon divergence. Yeah. It's the cheesiest of all the fics. No, I'm just kidding.
I was actually I wasn't disappointed because like I wanted someone to get hurt or anything, and obviously no one else wanted to get hurt. My only thing was, because we had talked about like, oh, maybe this would be Anya sort of losing some of her innocence and learning to be more cautious and careful, and then all we get is like Anya staring at Damien with like the head face and fucking smacking the ball.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was hilarious. Anya, you're such an asshole. Like, fuck.
Yeah, no one else can see or hear what she hears. All of a sudden, you're just watching this girl smacking a bomb. Like, are you crazy? Like, you didn't tell anyone.
Even Becky's like, you're a fucking idiot.
I know, that's her best friend. But like, yeah, no shit, no one would think you're fucking brave. Like, they think you're dumb for this. I'm not shocked that everyone's like, I fucking hate her.
Right, I would too.
Yeah, no, shit, if that was me, I'd be like, you're fucking idiot. Fucking someone tie her down or something.
Right.
But like, oof. Like that one panel, the one page when, we get like, oh, Anya thinks it's real and that she's gonna get decapitated. Like, Jesus, that was so real.
Right.
Like, just her expression. It was like really nervous and cautious and very different from the usual kind of scared faces she makes, where it's like super exaggerated because she knows she's not in any real danger and she's more probably shocked if anything. But this felt really real because she was quieter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, for a minute, it's like I'm probably gonna die. Like, what the hell?
Right? Yeah.
But okay, so like, and we had said this in our last attempt, or I had said this in our last attempt to do this podcast, but I'm not disappointed with the fact that it's a fake bomb. I was for like a split second, but then I thought about it, and it's not about the fact that Anya has a bomb strapped to her and could die, because even if it was a real bomb, she's not going to die because she's the main character. But it's about character growth and like progression of the story, and nobody else knows besides Anya and Damien that the bombs are fake. So literally everyone else is still working under the assumption that these bombs are real, and their reactions coming off of this are going to be what drive the story forward. So it plays out the same way whether or not the bomb is real or not, so long as everybody else believes that the bomb is real. Yeah. So that's where I am at with that. I see some people on Reddit being pissed off. Some people on the server were not happy about it, but
we talked about the I was just gonna say that we talked about how smart Billy was, and it turns out he's even smarter than we realized, because he was able to trick a whole group of hostages into fearing for their lives with a complete bluff, basically.
Oh yeah, very conniving.
It's very. I mean, I'm sure like you have to be kind of the right kind of person to be able to pull off the seriousness of the implication of that, while also knowing it's not even real, like they're being tricked by a toy or whatever that thing was.
I mean, one of the things is that
go ahead, Roski.
The bomb was just a means to intimidate, but it's not like these kids are safe. They are surrounded by people that have guns.
Yeah, they got guns. Yeah. And then also on top of that, Billy has a last resort, which we don't know what that is.
Yeah, our best guess is like guns.
Right, like take one of the kids hostage with him.
It could be even worse than that, to be honest, which is hard to believe, but
yeah.
This manga has a funny way of surprising you,
True. As far as we know right now, the only two possibilities I see of his last resort is being, taking one of the kids hostage, which it would probably be Anya or Damien at this point, since he knows he's Donovan's son, but or like an actual bomb. Like those are the only two I could see right now.
I was gonna say I liked seeing some more about like Damien's thought process with all of this. And him saying like how he wants to actually become a politician in the future because he wants to protect the country. Like that's his goal in the future. And it makes sense. I think everyone kind of assumed that that's what he was going to want to do. Yeah. But, it was also interesting to hear about him saying like, oh yeah, I want to do this because my father also did it. Because Damien still has like an idealized version of what he believes his dad is, which is like some kind of hero,
right?
And like we did confirm that Desmond was in the war, like actively in the war. I don't exactly know what he did, but he was definitely part of it somehow.
Probably wasn't on like the front lines or anything, but
I feel like he was probably in some kind of like higher position where he kind of could control like a platoon of men or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like Damien decides to pull this great heroic move of demanding Billy take the bomb off Anya and strap it on him, and Billy just decides, I'll just put one on you too, since you asked.
Okay, but that was such a big moment for Damien. Like, he's a 6-year-old boy, and he's like, basically, like, if anybody's gonna die, I'm gonna be the one to do it. And like, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't think I could have the balls to do that. So
yeah, no, Damien, he didn't think it through. Like, bless his little heart, he really did not think that through.
Right. He's like, fuck.
Because he was really trying to be, like, I guess, a good person ultimately, and sort of sacrifice himself, which is horrifying that a 6-year-old would think he needs to do that just to prove that he, is there to
can be like his father.
Yeah, essentially, which is hilarious, because I can guarantee you Desmond would never do something like that for anyone.
No,
like, not his wife, not his children. Guy. Yeah, and the fact that Damien would be willing to do this really, I think, shows that he's got a lot of heart. Like, yeah, we shit on him because sometimes he's like a little brat, but he has a good heart, and this basically proves it in my eyes.
And it was all because it was Anya.
Yeah, that as well. I know we were joking about the Damie Anya fans are going to be losing their minds.
Oh yeah, they're fucking punching the air in victory right now.
What I found to be really meaningful after that incident was, Damien starts his thoughts kind of get the best of him. He's like anxiety ridden with fear of like, oh God, I'm going to die. I don't want to die. My mom, my dad, like someone save me. And Anya takes his hand and, reassures him that you're going to be okay. The bomb is fake anyway. And everything. And I thought that was a really sweet moment of Anya being able to kind of calm him down after everything they've kind of been through. Of course, she'd be there to help him out when he's like almost having a breakdown over here.
Right.
Thinking he's like in serious danger. Because he really did take like a major risk doing something like that. And he didn't know any better.
Yeah. And I love the juxtaposition on that of like, it highlights that they are friends, because the leading up to that where she's like just fucking with him and like smacking the bomb like and he's freaking the fuck out.
God.
Right but then afterwards when he's like legitimately in distress and she's there to comfort him, and that at the end of the day, that's what friends are for. So
right, exactly. I mean, the thing is that Anya keeps thinking, if I do like these crazy, amazing stunts, Damien will be impressed with me. And it's these small moments where she's just there to like comfort him or even talk to him that it's more meaningful to him. It's very clearly shown that is what sticks with him more so than her doing something stupid like, I'm going to smack a bomb because I am so confident and cool-headed.
Like, in what world does that work?
I know, seriously, like, oh my God. But yeah, I think it was a really sweet moment for them to really show that, okay, they could maybe actually grow to be good friends. Like, actually speaking, not just because they're like trauma bonding over this, but Anya was there to comfort him when he was scared for his life.
Right.
And everything. And
yeah. And I think,
so much.
Just like it's interesting now that like, we see this is a lot of character growth for the kids themselves. Because we were really thinking that this last chapter. We're thinking about, what about Lloyd? What about Yor? How are they going to grow? But like, I think after this, like, like Damien, obviously Damien had a huge moment. Becky, her moment was last chapter, and Anya here. And I don't know, it's just good to see that, like, even though they're minor characters, relatively speaking, that Endo is giving them attention. Because I do think he's good about that. Even though it will go like 20 something chapters without seeing a character or whatever, like they do get their time to shine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But they are also kids. You can only put them in so much danger.
Right.
Like this is the first time they've ever really been in a situation like this. I mean, Anya technically has been in way more, but that's because her parents are really bad at looking after her.
Yeah.
And we're used to this with adults. It's way different to have a bunch of children actually be the forefront of a hostage situation that even most adults wouldn't really be able to handle too well,
Right.
and we still don't really know what Red Circle ultimately want. We just know vaguely they want campaigning done. They want to use the Eden parents' like influence to lobby with the government. We don't even know what they want out of it.
Well, they want one of the things we do know is they want all of their members that are currently in prison to be released.
Do they?
He had mentioned that, but as far as like, I'm sure there's more to it than that, but I don't, we have no idea. But let's talk about the fact that the end of the chapter ends, and the bus drives over Spike Strip. The police are encircling the bus. Okay, everyone's like, the police are here. We're saved. That's not gonna happen. Like, I tell you that right now. Like, this is not anywhere near over.
Absolutely not.
What do you think is going to happen in this next coming chapter? Yeah,
it's gonna get worse.
I mean, we all know. Oh yeah, it's gonna get a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah, before it gets any better. Well, I imagine they're going to have some kind of negotiation thing set up, and of course, Red Circle Billy is going to give like his set of demands. We have no idea what those demands are or what his last resort is, but like he must have something up his sleeve, right? Like he probably, like you said, like maybe he set up bombs at some building or something that he's threatening to blow up, far off away or wherever, maybe where that park is or something with that park with his other members are being hidden out there. I don't even know really right now, but I'm assuming it's going to be a negotiation, and Billy is going to list out his demands, and of course they're going to be insane and not possible to give to him without seriously causing major harm to an entire country of people. Because some of the people working with him last chapter mentioned like Billy can be kind of nuts even.
Yeah,
and we haven't exactly seen how far he'll get, but I'm sure it's coming up very soon.
Okay, I'm flipping through the last chapter right now, and there's a point here that I didn't see. There are two buses that got taken over.
Yep.
Okay. There's the one with Anya's class in it, and then the one behind them. So we only see one bus run over the Spike Strip right now. We have no idea what's going on in that other bus.
No, that's actually a very important point because they might get split.
Right. And like I said, we don't know who's on that bus. We don't know what their situation is. Like, maybe they're the ones maybe they got more weapons on there or bombs or and you don't see that. Yeah, you don't see that bus at the end of this chapter. You just see the one that Anya is on. So, I mean, that's a whole nother thing I wasn't even considering.
Oh boy, I forgot.
Oh no,
I feel like we're in like a war room right now. Like the three of us are like moving pawns across this table. Like, okay, what's the next move? Like, what's
the strategy? Who's gonna do what?
What is Endo's next move?
I mean, I think about that other boss, and I think, oh boy, axe still on the table, baby.
Hell yeah, we still got our juice.
We still got our trauma.
Woo! No, we're not wooing that again. Mrs. Crow saw that last episode and she's like, did y'all just woo for child endangerment? And I was like, I didn't think they would woo back. But
oh god.
Yeah, so this is not how obviously this is not how I thought it would go. I'm still all for this arc. I still think there's plenty for it to offer, and I think we're gonna get even more stuff that we've been wanting to see. Like me, I'm still down for Martha. Martha said she's going to, head over there, so I want to see her get involved. I want to see what she can do. And we still haven't seen anything about Yor. I'm still hopeful that Garden is going to at least know about this, since it's I'm sure they're probably keeping tabs on Red Circus because, like,
I mean, they have to. They're the underground. Like, they know a lot about the kind of behind the scenes with this shit.
Right. Like
you know,
they already
and you know, they dealt with Road Circus in the past. It wouldn't make sense for them not to still keep tabs on it.
right. So I'm working under the assumption that Garden at least is aware of their presence. I don't know if they know that the bus has been taken over or not, but then again, you know, they know a lot of things that we don't know. So there's that.
No, but if they know who, they wouldn't say Yard, would they?
I don't know. You know what? Somebody had brought that up in the comments too last chapter. And I don't think Yor would care. Like, I think Garden has like less of a reign on their people than like say Wise or like the SSS, where it's like, yeah, it's an organization and Shopkeeper's at the head of it. But like my understanding, or at least the way I interpret Garden, is like these are assassins that all work under Shopkeeper. They can all do their own thing, but if Shopkeeper's like, you need to go take this person out, then they are expected to take that person out. But yeah. I think Yor has like some autonomy.
I think so too, to some degree.
Yeah.
Hard to say. You know, we don't have that much on her backstory, so we don't exactly know her relationship with Shopkeeper. It seems to be like kind of a mentor-mentee relationship, at the very least. But
pet,
but it's the same thing. Like,
gross.
Oh, so your mom is this deadly assassin that killed everyone in the bus. Well, every terrorist in the bus. That's not great scope. It wouldn't expose Garden, but it still wouldn't be great optics.
I don't think they've met Yor. Because they hadn't met Lloyd.
No, but Anya will recognize. No, but they probably have seen her because she was in the introductory party. So,
well, are you talking about the? Are you talking about chapter 2 or the Eden like mixer or whatever that was?
No, I'm talking about chapter 2. Well, no, chapter 2. The after when Anya punched Damien, she was there.
But that was the adults. That wasn't the kids, though.
No, they took a group photograph.
Maybe. I mean, at the same time, like I took a lot of school photos, and like I wouldn't recognize any of those people, even if you asked me the next day. So, like, I don't know. It could go either way.
Are you talking about when all the Eden parents kind of met up after their kids got like inducted into their new classes or something? Like the
he said that the picture they took afterwards, where like they're all there with the kids, like taking.
Yeah, I mean, picture. Lloyd was the one really kind of schmoozing with the other parents. To be honest, I don't know what Yor was doing.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing too, because like Damien was there. And he didn't recognize Lloyd. Like, he didn't know Lloyd was Anya's dad, but he saw them together. So, like, honestly, I don't think anyone would remember, but it's possible. You know, maybe somebody does see Yor, and it's like, hey, isn't that your mom? And then that goes back to what Damien was saying, where he's just like, were you raised by, like, an assassin or something like that?
That was really funny.
Well, fuck that. Becky knows her. Fuck that. Becky knows her.
Yeah, Becky does know her. But I don't think
that hasn't happened yet, though. Oh wait, no! Oh my god! Yeah. Sorry, I'm mixing up the anime and the manga right now.
No, it's okay. We'll move on to the anime in a second, but
forgive me, my brain is mush.
I just maybe like I don't know, like maybe Becky would keep her mouth shut because that's like her mentor in
and Love
Fighting
Rival.
Mentor. And Love Rival too. She's like, so Lloyd's into strong people, so I'll be an assassin too. And Yor's like, no, Becky, don't.
You don't want that.
Please don't.
I wonder if Frankie and Fiona will hear about this as well and how they're going to feel. Or at least Frankie. I'm sure he'd be like, oh, my poor fucking niece. What the hell?
I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about those two. Fiona would know for sure. And okay, that's
actually maybe Fiona would be the one who gets sent to help with the SSS support.
Fiona would do it just to win over Lloyd.
She would. You're right.
And like, but she would get it done. That's my thing too. Is like, maybe.
She's probably the right kind of cruel to handle the situation, to be frank.
Yeah.
Like, I think, because, I mean, we've seen her before, like, when she was with Frankie, that one mini mission, like, she is willing to call people's bluffs out, kind of thing.
Right.
And,
or like
she's not above tricking people to get what she wants. So I can imagine she'd be better than Billy at, at lying through her teeth about, like, I'll fucking kill you or whatever, or do something crazy to get what she wants, because she gets results. Like, as much as we kind of diss on Fiona, like, I think that she is a very talented spy.
She's effective. Yeah
she's cruel, she's cold, she's effective, she's ruthless. She probably could be the right kind of person to help out with this,
right,
if she does get involved, but I don't fucking know. It would be kind of interesting too to see Fiona and Yuri actually meet, if that were to happen,
right?
Because I know we were joking about, like, Yuri and Fiona, I don't know, something with Twayor. I don't fucking know anymore. But
something Twayor. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Yeah, because I completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Frankie, right? Going back to Frankie.
Yeah.
That's another possibility, because the only reason Wise knows is because they intercepted that police transmission, and Frankie's always intercepting transmissions. So, like, he's probably aware of this. He probably doesn't know that Anya. The SSS knows Anya is on that bus. I'm wondering why they know she's
Frankie
on
would
that
have
bus.
to know. He's an informant,
right?
In my personal opinion.
So, yeah, and then whether or not, maybe he would know, and he would be the one to tell Lloyd. I don't know. That's a possibility too,
dude.
Right? Oh man, he's like, Lloyd, your daughter's in trouble. We gotta save her. They're like, fuck. So that's like dynamic duo. Oh my god, that'd be cool. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but
I don't care about that, but it will be
fun. So many possibilities.
So many possibilities.
We're in the arc. We're in the middle of it. I don't think this is anywhere near the end.
Absolutely not.
Just starting, baby. So we'll be here every week, going through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Well, every 2 weeks, bro.
Every 2 weeks, yeah. Every week that Endo decides to draw, because we never know. He might do a short mission next time, but
yeah.
I was actually kind of worried that he was going to do that today, and then because I pulled up Manga Plus, and like I was scrolling through it, and like for a split second there, I thought it was like 70.1, and I was like, no.
Oh god, dude!
He's doing it again. We're gonna have 70.7 at this point. I don't even know.
He needs to be banned for making side chapters for a while.
He really does. Like, even the anime is making up shit now because of him. And let's get on to that, because I want to talk all about that. I want to talk about that and the Daybreak episode.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, so we start with Daybreak
episode. Yeah, we'll start with 18, which included the
two Yuri came by.
Yuri came by. Still cringe.
And he was his own Yuri self, and
yeah, he was so fucking Yuri. Like,
the only reason I think he was slightly even fun to watch is because the voice actor again does a really fun job, doing the lines for fucking Yuri, like with the pink hearts and shit. I'm like, oh dear fucking lord. Yeah,
that was so bad. That and yeah, like what Roski was saying, it's just like it was worse in the anime, right? The manga was like, okay, it's
kind of tame, but animated, it's like
where he's like stuttering, like you're. I'm like, This makes me feel slimy just thinking about it. But I will say they gave me the funniest fucking animation in the series yet is. When Yor's like, oh, I made all these cookies, and he's not even gonna eat them, and like he opens the door, and like he astral projects towards her, like it's just like one frame, but he just like blurs over to her, and like he eats all the cookies, and then blurs right back out. I was dying when I saw that. That was the funniest fucking thing.
Oh no, that chapter was. I mean, these two chapters have been really fun animation wise. I mean, because some of the things are really obvious, some of the things are the creative input from the animators, and some are just depicting the thing in the manga in a way that makes it even funnier. You know, like Daybreak rolling. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
It looks
his
as stupid as it
somersaulting
will be. He's just
gave me life.
Let's get into Daybreak. So
yeah, let's get a Daybreak.
The second part of episode 18 starts with Lloyd needing to break into the school after Anya's midterm because he's severely concerned that she failed all her classes and is going to get another bolt. So he disguises himself as a professor, sneaks onto campus, is going to go to the test results, and lo and behold, another spy is also infiltrating Eden Academy, and he's like the worst fucking spy ever.
No, he's the best spy ever. So you take that back.
No, I will not take that back. But his name is Daybreak, and he's amazing.
he's everything I want Lloyd to be. No.
And Daybreak has a very famous, popular voice actor who's done like a lot of.
I was going to ask you, who's his voice actor?
Oh
my god, I checked that up, and he is crazy.
Oh, Roski pointed it out. His name is Yuichi Nakamura. Let's see, he's Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
He's Gojo?
Yes, he is.
Yep. Oh my god. Okay.
He's in Final Fantasy Endwalker as Thancred and Soroban.
He's Thancred?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my god.
No, the list keeps going.
Thancred's like the ultimate pretty boy badass. Like,
he's also in My Hero.
Oh no, I want to hear the list. Good, Blue, keep going.
He's also in My Hero Academia as Hawks.
What?
Yep, that's him.
Wow, this dude's everything. Like,
I mean, there's a great one that I don't recall if you mentioned.
I don't think so. Which one were you thinking of, Roski?
In the Japanese dub of the MCU, he's Captain America.
He's Captain America. I can totally hear it now. That'd be cool. That's cool.
You know what? Better mean the English VA for Daybreak is the guy who was fucking, from Love After World Domination. That guy. Better be him. That guy.
He was already in the episode 5
as Wise member. Yeah. For the English dub, he better come back for that. I'm saying
either him or the dude who does All Might in the English dub.
That would be good.
Yeah. Oh, he would sell it.
He's a legend. I love an idiot.
Yeah, I could see that. And I love the reactions from people watching this, especially because we don't have any context for who Daybreak is or why he's there.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people assume that like he's an actual spy. And then they're just like at the end they're like they're laughing, but then at the end they're like, okay, so like what's he all about? Like what's his organization? Like who's this other organization that's like going bless their souls.
You're never gonna see him again.
I know. Well, you'll see him once in the tennis arc.
But he's never gonna have he hasn't had a main role appearance since his introduction, basically.
Right, and that's because he got fired by a 6-year-old. So. Yeah. Oh, also, before we move into that, and before we move on to episode 19, I want to jump back to the Yuri episode real quick. My only complaint I have about this episode is they changed Swole Chihuahua.
Oh, yeah.
They ruined my favorite joke. That was the only thing. Yeah.
Which, how is that going to work? Because, Yuri refers to Anya as Chihuahua Girl in the manga. Is it just going to be, she's Dog Girl now, or just the dumb one?
The dumb one?
I don't know.
Lloyd Spawn? Yeah, no, I don't know.
Lloyd's daughter. Ugh.
Yeah. Which I
really miss that joke. I fucking love that joke. How did they get it ruined?
It's a matter of how it's actually read in the Japanese script, because they're taking liberty.
Well, like you had explained it is like it's a play on the words, which I would assume that the one they used in the anime is more direct translation. But see, and that's where my gripe is like the manga and I've said this before, the manga translators are top notch. Like they will change the wording but keep the meaning, and like obviously they weren't in charge of the dub or the translating here, which sucks because like that's an iconic Anya moment right there. It's just like swole chihuahua, and he's like, no, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. So, but yeah. Aside from that, I love the episode. I also loved the George Glooman episode. My boy George.
Episode
George
19.
Yeah. The cringe in this episode.
It kills me. Fucking kills me. I could just die.
Me and Pines were watching it last night, and it was just like...
Oh, I love seeing your guys' reactions. Fucking Damien just dancing his little pants off. Like, what the fuck kind of moves? You know, you have to think about this in terms of, like, okay, so they see, like, a manga panel with Damien, like, maybe dancing, you know, like, whatever in a panel, okay?
Yeah.
And then you have to imagine that someone had to storyboard Damien dancing. They had to record them dancing and then animate that as a reference. So there's like footage out there of an animator dancing to get the
la 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 la.
Like, what the hell? Who taught him to dance like that? I was like, does he have no shame?
Right. Well, apparently not. Apparently he got into it. He felt the music, which
he dances like a drunk man. Oh my God,
which is appropriate because George almost got him with a cigarette butt. So.
Carl, your fucking laugh killed me. Like Oz and Louise, Jesus Christ!
I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry.
That's like the only thing I could think of. Like he just dances like he's drunk, or
just
something.
like a bum, just like
at the bar.
Like the kind you see at the street corner, just like
he's like dancing and like you know, like you're my best friend.
I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. All right. Breathe, throat. Okay. So, yeah, no, this was a great episode because like we're dying, me and Pines, and like. Okay, so the whole George Glooman thing, I think they handled well.
He really laid it on thick, the guild.
I love the little like world's smallest violin playing every time he like said something, and all the kids are just like, "Fine, okay." Like I'll help you out.
I love. They all got like these blank expressions, like, "Oh my God."
You're so pathetic. Like
yeah, and he's like, I'll give it to the voice actor. They did a really, really good job being like, I'm so pathetic and lonely and sad. Yeah. I'm gonna become a slave. I'm like trash.
Right, I'm trash. I'm nothing but. Oh, my favorite part where he's running around. He's like, well, I might as well just make the playground dirty since I'm not gonna. He's like, ha ha ha, and then he's like, he doesn't like 3 or 4 times. He's like, well, fuck me, ha ha, and everyone kid's like, dude, just calm down, like.
Yeah. It's really bad. It's really bad.
But the part that killed me the most is just like the part where Becky starts singing. And Anya is right there, and she looks at her, and she's like, Becky, are you serious? Like, Becky, really? And like,
like, these fucking rich people, man, like, they're insane.
I had to pause it. I wish they had zoomed in on it, because, like, they while they were singing, they're like, all their faces were like superimposed on the screen and stuff like that. I was waiting for them to cut to Anya and just her blank ass stare as everybody's just dancing. Like she's like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Oh,
yeah, and like the punchline for that of just like I love the setup of him just like walking off into the sunset and like his face is on the screen and he's like, I love you all. And then of course we all know that, everything's fine. And like, he's going back to school tomorrow and like his face as he's walking through the halls and like his voice is creaking. He's like,
I remember someone in the comments, like after recording, watching this, was like, I would have begged my parents to make me change schools or something.
I wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, he laid it on really thick, like, I'm totally out of here, and I'm never coming back, and my life is going to be so much worse. Like, your life didn't change, my guy.
You just got a bunch of free stuff out of it, asshole.
Yeah. I mean, he made a fool of himself, so his life will change for the worse, but...
Oh, Georgie.
Yeah, I'd also like to mention how fucking dorky Damien was with his stupid, like, cleaning attack. Like, this dude is
He's
not
such
clean.
a weeb.
He has not cleaned a single thing in his fucking life, and he's, like, sweeping dust everywhere. Like, okay, that's, like, not helpful whatsoever, man.
Right. Everyone's like, oh, you're doing such a good job, Damien.
It's like, oh my god, his best friends are such fucking dorks, too. Like, yeah, we'll just yes man him on all that shit. Like, oh my god.
They are
I know that they really care about him, but they're like, you gotta tell him when he's like fucking up.
Nah, but they're kids too. They're like, that was super cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Just wasn't fucking practical, but fuck that, I guess.
Well, when you're 6, you don't care. But
anyway,
so that and then it ended. That episode ended with an anime only scene or like a
whole like
portion.
Episode segment.
Yeah. I fucking love that segment.
I did too. It was really great.
It was like it felt like it should be in the manga. Like,
yeah, I think it was really well done. It felt this feels like something Yor would be like. Oh my god, Anya's gonna like fucking get kicked out of school and become a delinquent because she could her gym club.
Yeah,
that was great.
With Anya,
Lloyd will be so sad.
Her worst fear is Anya becomes a delinquent. She's like, Lloyd would be so sad.
Rides off into the sunset with her tricycle, like
and being delinquent hairdo.
Hell yeah.
Because
I love every time there's a delinquent involved, Endo defaults to a mohawk, like a spiky mohawk, like
fucking ridiculous ass hair, absolutely, and like the jacket and stuff and sunglasses and like smoking. Though I think Anya had like a lollipop in her mouth. Maybe. Yeah, and then like I love that I think they kind of reused the animation of Henderson freaking out over them being so elegant about like, we're gonna expel Anya because she fucking forgot her gym clothes one time.
They can only animate so much, and they spend it all on Yor. So
yeah, no, well, and that's the thing too is like you could tell like parts of this were like. You knew where the budget went into this, and that was the part where Yor's like flipping off of rooftops and shit while this new song is playing, which the new song kicks ass. Yeah. Like I gotta look it up on Spotify.
I love the bit when like she catches the flower pot, and she just kicks it back up, so the lady doesn't even notice that like fell off. That was hilarious.
She's like, oh,
yep, and she's like doing all this like badass parkour. I'm like. No one just fucking saw this random woman on the rooftops just running around like whatsoever.
She's an assassin. She knows how to move without
in
people seeing
daylight.
her. Wow, whatever. Details.
Yeah, and they're also like, they don't pay me enough for this shit anyway. So, I mean, if I wasn't in a construction site and saw someone running through the construction site, so fast they are not interfering, I will be like, they don't pay me enough for this.
That's not my business.
Yep.
And then, she's like infiltrating Eden Academy, literally sneaking on.
Oh my god. She's
the Spider Woman, and there's like
she spider crawls up the side of the wall. Like Mrs. Crow was dying when she saw that part.
And then like there's like those two kids like, have you heard of the mysterious Spider Woman? And the other kid's like, oh, that's not fucking real. Then you see Yor with like hair in her mouth.
Just the most ominous face.
Like
just
breathing on the glass. And they have a little thing where it says she's looking for Anya. It was like, oh my god, they put so much detail into how creepy she looks, just like breathing really heavily, like not saying a word and trying to look for her daughter.
Right. Cool. And that little part where like they couldn't find each other and they were like right next to each other. I love that. That was so cute. The little slapstick.
That was so fun. And then you have Lloyd.
Oh yeah, Lloyd's there. What the fuck is Lloyd doing there?
And he's like, what is Yor doing here? Oh,
what are you doing here, buddy? Like
exactly. It's like, you figure, Lloyd's just like at the hospital. Now he's just sneaking at school again, being a fucking creep. Well, it's his job, but you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah. But like it wasn't even there was no
this already.
Right, there was no context for it. He's just like, I'm just here to watch
I'm
Anya.
just here to stare at my daughter and make sure she... Like, what if that actually happens after the whole hijacking thing? He's just at school all the time, watching over her in classes and shit now.
Hell yeah, concerned father.
Yep.
Oh my god.
But
yeah.
And then the kicker,
that weirded
is
out
that
either.
Anya was like, "Oh, we have no gym class today."
Right, there's no
Yuri's
gym
just
class.
on her hands and knees.
She's like, fuck.
I've seen so many jokes about like, "Oh, look at the Forger family, all of them like dejected on their hands and knees."
Got the whole collection now.
Yep.
Yeah. Roski, what were you wanting to say?
What was I wanting to say? No, yeah, that Lloyd wasn't that weirded out either. She's like, "Oh, why is Yor here?" And I wouldn't be concerned about why Yor is there. Like, well, it was.
Well, he was. Yeah, he was like. No, he did. But he was like, "Is she here to follow me? Like, did she know I'm here watching?"
No, yeah,
he's like,
"No." That was an important question, but he was more weirded out about the fact she was there than the fact she was, doing the Spider-Woman act. Or
yeah, I don't know if he saw. He probably didn't see that. Obviously, if he did,
he didn't see that. But if he did,
like, wait a minute.
Like, hold on. Why is my wife able to climb the fucking walls like a Spider-Man? What the hell?
Spider-Yor.
I might not know much, but I know that's not right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
Smart man. But I know
I'm just a
what
simple spy.
Spider-Man looks like.
And I love how it all ended. Because we had just talked about how we never get to see them do simple stuff together, and just like it wasn't a big thing. It was just Lloyd being like, "Hey, do you want to go out to lunch?" But like that's more than we've seen from the manga, and I completely appreciated that.
I love it. I wish we could have seen the actual lunch date.
Yeah. Even just like a picture of them at the end, like a still frame of them just like eating. That would have
been great. Why the hell didn't we get that? I'm so
tired. I need my fix.
I just want them to go on a nice date and we can actually see it. Like once. Can we just fucking God.
Right.
And then we have our previews and Fiona's actually gonna show up before we ever get a date episode. This feels like a fucking crime.
No.
Right.
I mean about the preview. When is the deal with Frankie?
It might be a short mission.
Or another anime only thing.
I hope it's another anime only. Like all the anime only scenes have been bangers. Like they've been great. There hasn't been one that I haven't liked. And that's what I was wanting when we were first talking about the anime coming out was like I have no problem with filler, as long as it doesn't impede the progress of the actual story itself. Like I want to see our favorite characters get more time. Like I want, and interactions that we don't get to see in the manga. And
it's a double-edged
we've been getting a lot of that.
Yeah. I mean, filler is a double-edged sword, but so far they have, delivered, which is, it's good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was confused because you see like Frankie with the bloodshot eyes, and then you see like he's looking at a woman or something like that, and then we get Nightfall, and it's like, oh, yeah, that. But
yeah,
but I'm not sure. It was a weird preview. Like check it out again because it was
a little disorienting. Who the hell is the woman?
I have no idea.
With the long blonde hair. I'm assuming this must be another anime only because I don't remember seeing a woman exactly like her.
Okay, correct me. So, like, the only two that I know of are the cigar lady and the coffee shop lady with Kopi the cat. Was there another one that I don't remember?
Only one I can think of is from the light novel, but I don't know if they were going to use that content, actually.
It will be fun
that
if
one,
they did, but...
Yeah, in that one, like, Frankie actually kind of meets a woman, and he's, like, technically kind of only hanging out with her for intel, and he has a disguise, but they actually end up falling for each other. Like, the woman actually really likes Frankie, and then he has to leave her. It's like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, why would they write
I gotta read
Frankie
that light novel.
Like a legit compelling little romance thing? It's like, oh, nope, can't it can't work out because
join the club.
Spider.
Join the club. I've seen that before, and it misses me.
It's the
Poor
worst.
Roski. You'll find love someday, buddy. Don't worry.
No. I've seen it happen to some other characters.
I think we've all seen it
God.
happen, unfortunately.
Are you talking about other light novels doing that with characters in anime and stuff?
Yep, I've seen that before, and it always sucks because you're like, oh god damn it, you gave him something so pretty, and then you broke it and smashed to pieces.
Yeah. Bringing up Dragon Ball again, it's like Krillin with his first girlfriend. That always pissed me off if they didn't end up together. Right, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I know. But I mean, he ended up with 18, so he can't complain.
Yeah. He won in the end, but poor Krillin.
Poor Krillin.
Anyway, I think that covers everything. Was there anything that y'all wanted to hit on, either in the manga or the anime, or do you think we kind of covered everything?
I think we did. I think we speculated. I think we covered enough about the anime. I don't recall there was any major announcement this week. So.
I'm really happy. I think with as happy as I can be with the chapter being as fucked up as it is for the manga. I actually really like. I just really like that we actually got some more character growth and writing for Damien.
Yeah. Definitely.
Honestly, to be honest, most people are kind of running on their own interpretations of that character, especially when it comes to kind of shipping him with Anya and stuff. And so I like that we actually got some legit, okay, this is like what he actually desires and wants, and this is what he actually believes and thinks about and stuff. And, look, Anya and Damien actually can get along, especially when they're, in a crisis. And it's not always, it doesn't always have to be played for, as a joke and stuff. That doesn't happen as often as I'd like personally, but they're also just, little kids, and, sometimes Damien is still kind of antagonistic a little bit towards her. Or, he still kind of makes fun of her, and she does the same to him, to be honest. So, I think this is, hopefully this really does mean they can grow to become better friends now that they've gone through this together, you know? Because Damien was scared and she comforted him. I mean, it even happened in the light novel too. When they were on some kind of trip. I haven't read it though, so I don't know what happens. But they also held hands, there as well. Someone actually did make a joke about I can't believe the 6-year-olds held hands before the adults did. Not the 6-year-olds holding hands
not
before
the
the
6-year-olds. So scandalous, that hand holding.
Yeah, when the hell is Twior gonna hold hands? Come on, man. They're fucking married.
Can't let the kids win on this. Come on, man.
He needs to torture us before he delivers.
I think I'm.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think I'm just really happy to get some more about Damien's character. I still don't know who might actually come in or what's going to happen that's going to get the kids out of that situation. I guess it could be Yuri, but I'm not sure because they don't want him there anyway. So he'd be breaking orders directly if he did go and try to help the situation. So I don't even know anymore.
I think it's probably going to be a combination of different things, Wise, SSS, Martha, all of these people. All of these people that are off the table right now because Endo has set them up that way. I think they're going to play a part. I personally don't think it's going to be one individual saving the day. I think it's going to be a combination of things.
Probably.
It's already being a combination of sorts.
Probably. Because we still don't know if there's a bigger plan at play or some other kind of terrorist act that Billy is planning on in case something goes south with this, which is now it's going south right now. So who knows what the hell could happen even.
It's all purely speculative at this point. So, which, and like I said, this is our little war room, and we're here watching everything unfold, and hopefully we can see. We'll see what happens next chapter, obviously, but I mean, until then, I think that pretty much covers it. Our thoughts and ideas, and if y'all have any comments about what we're talking about, or if you want to add on to the whole handler business, feel free to leave it in the comments. We'll try to get back to you guys as soon as possible. Can't answer everybody, but we'll try our best.
Yeah.
But all right, well, that'll do it for us today, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.
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 Yo te traigo esta bomba puertorriqueña.